from my favorite pit on the floor of the CME. We're in front of the corn pit with Gary Sandlund of Futures International, and a lot has changed since January last time we spoke. Complex looks totally different.
Yes.
The big surprise being cotton up 20% for the year.
Cotton has had quite a move this year, and what's happening is that the Chinese are already consuming quite a bit more, and they're importing a lot more. They've lowered some tariffs and things along those lines that they're going to continue to import a lot more. And what it's doing now is actually taking away corn acres that we thought we were going to plant in the southern and delta regions, and going to start replanting cotton instead. So corn, in a sense, is losing some acres because of cotton.
Now what's happening with beans and wheat?
Well, right now we're starting to just finish up the South American growing season, and they, for the most part, had record production.
Right.
And now we move into our side of things, and we start ramping up for our growing season here in the next few months.
So what does that do for prices? Because they have shifted a little bit since January.
They have shifted. Obviously, with South America having such a burdensome supply or big supply, that it's pressed things a little bit. But at the same time, logistically, South America's had an absolute debacle. So we're seeing continued export business out of the U.S. that we didn't think we would do because of the logistical problems down there.
Now what's happening with ethanol? A lot of debate around that.
There is a lot of debate around that. The RINs market, which is accountable for what ethanol does and things along those lines, has been very active. And what we're seeing is that ethanol has a resurgence, and we're seeing that continue to grow, and the margins are improving.
So now we're going into Q2, Q3, which are the most volatile times of year because weather's such a huge variable, and this is when we start to get the speculation in terms of what we're going to yield from the planted crops. What are you guys seeing early going in?
Right now, I mean, after coming off the extreme drought last year, we've replenished a lot of moisture. I mean, we've had snow, rain, things like that through the winter months, so things are good, or at least better than what we ended the season last year. But you know, it's very early. And versus last year, where we were already planting at this time of year, we're getting more of a normal type of pattern this year, where it's cool, and we won't start planting until April, May, which you know, that'll create the heat scenario in the summertime to be more of a factor.
So from the equity perspective, what we saw in options profits, Monsanto, the genetically modified seed grower, Mosaic, Agrium, Potash, CF. We've seen a little bit of rotation out of CF because nitrogen is kind of, it's gotten so expensive that you're seeing rotation into names like potassium phosphate, and also you're looking at the names of the share buybacks. But if we continue to go on this trend with the underlyings and their fundamentals are so healthy, there still is a lot of support in these names.
There most definitely is. I mean, every agricultural commodity right now is profitable.
Okay.
So you want to keep growing it.
Thank you very much.